All right.
Perfect.
Shit. You're like Joe Rogan. 5, 4, 3. Even though I know we're already live. 2, 1, and we're live.
Look at that.
God damn.
Zegar's your friend gonna show up this week too again?
No. He's not coming. He's doing other things. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he ain't with us today, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. His parents
So,
beat
he's
him
just
for
too
running
good
over
for
to your
us.
house.
Yeah, he got beat for trying to come over here. You know.
He's one of those guys that can get laid every like 3 months, and he's good. And he got laid last weekend from you, so it's like not a big deal.
Yep. Now he's like a stray cat. He'll just wander off for a few weeks and then show back up.
He'll show back up. Yeah, when he needs you, he'll show back up.
When he needs him, he'll come back.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Well, my freaking Gewehr 88 hasn't showed up yet, which I'm kind of pissed about.
I'm still waiting on a lot of stuff too. The USPS is sucking serious.
Yeah,
right now.
Well, international shit is like obviously going to be delayed.
And even in the States, they've been sending my crap to wrong states all the time. And
well, do you know why that is? Because shit, this fucking I knew this was going to happen.
That fucking thing.
You got it I've got it holding on by a fucking thread. It's because Amazon is destroying the fucking USPS.
Yeah. Well, their new bill.
They're overwhelming the shit out of them.
They vote on it. So.
Yep. Well, we'll see.
But the Republicans want to not vote on it because there's another $3 trillion bill that wants to send us all checks. So.
Yeah. Well, my check went to federal taxes, so it's kind of a wash.
Kind of a wash.
They got it right back.
On mine, so.
Well, you should, yeah.
Deciding what to get with it once my FFL actually shows up.
Or you should probably just save it.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Invest in the stocks, Devin. There you go.
Oh, I've got plenty of stocks. So I did pretty good with this whole thing, and
yeah.
So did a couple other people I know that kind of saw this whole thing coming. Sold a lot of crap while it was real high and bought real cheap. So now when it comes back, they just like quintupled their money.
God, aren't you in with some really good fucking hardcore?
Well, my mom was a
Wall Street
stockbroker for very large companies, so
fair.
Yeah, so she's.
Oh my God! Really? Can I blow you?
I mean, you can, but for $10,000.
Yeah, you have to pay me to do that.
Stimulus check, I guess.
You would have to pay me to do that, to like suck that smegma fucking ridden dick.
Oh man! Come on now.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, it's all clumped up like fucking. What's that? The fucking epoxy putty shit. It's all clogged up like that, nice and fucking.
Well, I was just gonna say it's like blue cheese. It's got some marbling in it, but it's very hard. You know.
Oh man.
Ick.
I mean.
Oh God.
I love blue cheese. It's fucking amazing.
I'm good.
But
from blue cheese,
I will say that.
Oh,
yeah, blue cheese is amazing.
True.
And then I got a whole bunch of new liquor to try. So
you got me interested. What do you got?
Well, so far this is my favorite one.
Oh, nice. Michters, huh?
Michters.
Miklama. Ja nie wiem, jest jak Polakiem, kurwa, co tam?
So it's pretty good. So for the
we should try as hard as we can to do like a fucking live stream, speaking as much shitty like foreign languages. Obviously, you're fluent or almost there in Polish, but like my German is terrible. But like it would be awesome to like. We all know what everybody's saying. That we just like speak this shit. Everybody's like, "Fuck this!" I don't know what anybody's saying.
I don't want to watch this shit anymore.
Yeah.
This is America. We speak American here.
Yeah, we speak American here. Devin could try and speak his French, his Swiss French. And I could try to speak Schweizerdeutsch.
Ja, Schweizerdeutsch, yeah.
Guten Abend, mein Herr, wie geht es Ihnen?
Ihnen? Yeah.
Yep, like the fucking, it's like combining Dutch and German.
Range.
Yeah. Die Panzer ist guter Fahrzeug.
You just swallowed your tongue there. How did you? Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, Swiss German is like, it's like basically, it's like trying to speak Arkansas or Kentucky English.
but for Germany.
But for
it's like
Germany.
the Alabama of Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
What's up? How you doing, Mr. Higgins?
Who's Mr. Higgins?
Mr. Higgins.
Someone say, "What's up, Zegar?" I'm saying, "What's up?" in return because I'm a nice guy. Usually.
You're also wearing a vest that makes you look like you're fucking about to pop.
Yeah. You could turn yourself into a turtle. Yeah.
Your fucking head is still like popping out of the. Yeah, it's like. I mean, I look like I'm about to pop in this tunic, which is actually quite sexy and form fitting. But like,
it just look, it's loose from the top when I'm sitting down because it's all set up like this.
Yeah, it all shrugs up when you sit
when
down.
I stand up, though,
dude,
that's fine.
Yeah, like that's what I was trying to explain to people. Like when I was in, like we had the IOTV, and they put me in the back of a fucking Humvee, right? That's the smallest goddamn seat. And I'm like, I'm a big dude. Like I wasn't as fat back then, obviously, but like I'm a big dude. And I sat down and I'm sitting there going, okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, open up the window and put your M4 out of it. And I'm like,
You can't move.
I can't even reach the fucking handle for this bitch. Like, yeah, it was just fucking insane.
Yeah,
But
you get the plates and those things, and then they weren't designed to be sitting with. So
no, we rolled with plates like front and back,
Yeah.
and side plates all the time, and it's like for train how you fight.
Yeah.
And it was just like I was sitting there going, I'm like SpongeBob, and then they're like, well, you're really good at shooting machine guns, so let's make you a gunner. And I'm like, oh, I can finally fucking. I'm sitting on a strap, which hurts your ass, but I'm like, well, we're gonna outweigh this. Like, it's actually better because I can move. Even though my ass hurts really bad, the rest of my body's
but you're also the only one outside of the Humvee.
Right, yeah.
The first person to die, in other words, normally. But
God damn, yeah. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that's not a very well designed vest. They could have done a lot better, so.
Yeah,
Did you ever
definitely
get to experience them plate carriers that they went to after the IOTV?
No, I never got
Where they
those.
just got rid of the Kevlar and it was an IOTV basically, but it was just for plates.
Yeah,
No
I know. I
Kevlar
never got those. Yep.
Those things are much better than the IOTV as far as like.
Well, I can imagine, yeah, because IOTV was like, it was fucking heavy. It was constrictive.
Didn't breathe at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just insane.
So,
but
I hear people really like those, but unfortunately, as everything kind of drew to a close, now they got rid of those. So,
yeah, well, they'll have somebody that's never been combat arms design a new vest.
Design a new vest. Yeah,
yeah, it'd be much better.
So
that's how they always do it.
Those like contoured plates, like they had on my Vietnam vest, the one that I got, the ground troop vest.
Oh, well, no, the plates were contoured.
These are like triple curve. Ergonomically, those are like double curve, aren't they?
The what?
The ESAPI plates, aren't they like double curve?
No, they were curved. Like they were fine.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go too curved because people's bodies are shaped differently.
Mm-hmm.
But like, the ESAPIs, the problem was that they were just fucking heavy and like fat.
Yeah.
Like they were fucking thick. The curve actually, I don't have any complaints about.
Like my Vietnam one is like it's got ergonomics to go around the collarbone, and then it curves around your waist too, so it like takes the place of the side plates through the front and back.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is like if they're designing plates to like be able to be used by everybody,
yeah,
you can't do that. You can't go around the waist because it's like I know guys who were in great shape. They had huge hips.
Well, they had sizes like these plates came in sizes like uniforms did. They had,
but it's more money you have to spend.
Large, and yeah,
it's more
regular and long.
But it's more money you have to spend.
Yeah,
they're all just simplifying and having a
yeah. And so no, that's why like because I had large ESAPI plates, and some guys had XL, most guys had medium, and then small and extra small.
Yeah, because I wore a large too, despite how tiny I am, because my shoulders are so broad.
Right. And but they were like universal, like doesn't matter your body shape.
It was only meant to cover your vital organs, like a lot of
the vitals, not the vitals.
They cover a bunch of stuff, but like no, it just like literally like the sides of your whole body are exposed because there's no organs there. They don't care if you get hit there.
Well, they gave us side plates that were about this big.
They're like 8 inches tall, aren't they?
Yeah, 8 inches. Yep. Yeah. And then they gave us side plates, but it's like so now I can move even less.
Yeah,
awesome.
And it's another 6 pounds you're adding.
And you're also relying on my arms being in this position.
all the time.
while I get hit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, is it worth it? I mean, maybe it saves some people. Who knows?
What
It probably did.
Did you ever
But,
get to wear one of the OTVs that had the thing that went around your arm that made the armhole even smaller and then tucked into the vest and it would slide up and down if you had your arms raised or not?
No, I wore DAPs, like the deltoid armor protective things.
Yeah, they had
like,
the over the top of the shoulder ones, and then they had the ones that were under the shoulder too, and they would slide into your vest to cover that gap in the armpit.
Yeah, I never wore that one, but I wore the DAPs.
Man.
I wore the like the shit that goes down to your almost to your shoulder.
Yeah.
As a gunner, I was like, sitting there and we had all this shit, but it's like I'm like SpongeBob, I'm walking like this.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't fucking move,
Yep.
I could shoot, but like it's very.
I tell
limiting.
people one of the worst things about being in the military is having to plan pissing half an hour in advance.
Oh my god! Yeah, yeah.
Because you have to undo all the buttons and shit, and like take your Kevlar underpants off, and like all the other crap. And
yeah, one of the best stories. I guess I'll share it because there's like actually not a lot of people watching. 34 is I've shared it with you guys before, I think. But we were doing some training. We were doing a gunnery table, like an actual like qualification table for mounted vehicles. Like everybody in the vehicle scored. You contribute to your score in Texas before we deployed, and we were doing great. We did great in the day shoot, and the night shoot came around, and I was like pounding water to stay awake. And so you've got your scorer in the rear right seat of the Humvee, right? He's sitting back there and observing and like timing everything. And I'm sitting there as the gunner and I'm like, hey, I have to piss. Do we have time? And they're like, no, we're about 2 mics out. And I'm like, okay, I really have to piss.
Yeah.
Like it just hit me like I was holding it and I thought we'd be out there sooner.
You said you had like 2 minutes to pee, and people think that's more than enough time to pee.
No,
not when you're wearing that much crap. No.
And I'm like, I've been holding this for a while because I thought we would be out there a lot sooner. And all of a sudden, the TC, the truck commander, hands me a fucking water bottle. And I'm like, all right, right on. So I turn around to the empty seat in the back, right, where there's nobody. Just in case.
So you don't accidentally pee on them because you can't really see what you're doing. It's dark.
So I uncap this fucker. I try to like put my piss hole in the fucking bottle, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh god. And it's like I get like maybe 3 seconds of relief, and all of a sudden we hear, all right, let's go. And the driver just fucking punches it. As I'm limp up in the fucking turret taking a piss. And all of a sudden and piss is flying everywhere in the back of the Humvee. And the guy is great. It's like, oh Jesus, oh fuck, oh no. And I'm like, I'm trying to like pinch it off like at this point, but I'm like, my body's like, I'm trying to fall and like compensate for that and like grabbing onto shit.
Just
trying
not to spill
a piss bottle. And so anyway, after the 3 seconds of chaos was up, I capped it, I threw it in the back. And the guy that was scoring was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know what rank you are, but I'm fucking sorry for pissing on you man to man. And he goes, it's fine, but Jesus fucking Christ. And it's
at least he was cool about it,
Yeah, I know he understood. Like he
knew it wasn't your fault.
Oh god. But it was like, and then Star TC started punching the driver like, you fucking retard, don't hit it when he's pissing. I just gave him a fucking bottle. Like, but anyway, we ended up doing all right on that qualification and hitting shit at night. But yeah, I was just like, I pissed on somebody and I didn't intend to.
I mean, or did you?
And they weren't cool.
Yeah, or did
like,
you?
That's the thing. If you got consent, sure, I'll piss on you. And I wasn't getting paid for this.
Well,
and
you probably were, but like meager government wages, right?
Actually, yeah, I was getting paid for that. Yeah, I probably made $1.50.
The government paid you to piss on somebody. How do you feel about that?
Hey.
Well, I made $1.50. Yeah, spraying piss on some
region number 450. Why America's number 1? You can get paid to piss on people.
I think it was like an E6 or an E7, and I was an E3. So like, that's why I was like, I don't know what rank you are. I'm sorry, I fucking don't know. Like,
jeez.
Whatever. But
hey, at least that nylon cotton ACUs are relatively water repellent.
Oh no, there was definitely piss to skin contact on his face.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Ooh.
So yeah, the Nyko didn't fucking do anything.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I don't have any.
I mean, when I say it's sprayed, I mean like it was like
everywhere.
You know those pisses you take where it's like you can't get it into one solid stream. It's just fucking flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
the
it.
Early
And then,
morning pisses and stuff like that. Yeah.
well, this is a late night. I'd been up for like fucking 20 hours, just tired and like whatever.
Jesus. No, I'm good. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't even catch the guy's name, so I don't even know who the fuck it was.
Maybe he was watching the stream and you could apologize.
Maybe. So yeah, if you were an E6 or an E7, I think you were an E6 at the time of me doing the gunnery table. I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been pissed on by a guy in the turret of a Humvee?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
A dude named Grubb used to fill his butthole up with a garden hose and spray people.
Yeah, this is got to be a fucking wanted troll. Either it came from a real story or he's just making shit up. Or exaggerating the real story. That's what I was going to say.
What kind of fucking name is Grubb?
Grew up. Well, there. You can take a name and adapt it. So
Fair.
that part is not an issue, but
True story.
okay, cool. It's a true story. If he did that to me, I'd fucking literally execute him and like just fucking go to Leavenworth and write it out. If somebody intentionally sprayed water out of their asshole and sprayed me, I'd fucking take my bayonet and fucking destroy them. I'd shove it up their ass and fucking rip up until it stopped.
Yeah, and those M9 bayonets, they got some.
Yeah,
girth
exactly.
to them. Yeah.
No, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, those things are fucking pointy.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that they're like a 1/4 inch thick in the blade and they're syringes on the back, and
they're awesome bayonets.
They are. They're fantastic. Some of the best ever.
Oh.
So, Zegar, how's your new vest feeling still?
It's nice. A little hot.
For that? Is that got the Kevlar in it, or is it just a shell?
It's just a shell. I mean,
oh my god, and you're whining and bitching that much. It doesn't even have fucking. Oh my god, the vest sucks then. Or you're a pussy.
Cool.
Like either one.
Both.
Well, it'll be cool once you get panels and plates for it.
Which I'm getting, yeah. I found a source out of Russia that sells them.
I was like, is that the stuff that you ordered that's taken forever to get here? Or
yeah, I got a 6B3 that doesn't have plates in it, but I ordered plates for this as well. And those.
Did you have to spend $1,200 on it?
No. I talked them down to a reasonable price, a little bit under 400 for the plates.
Okay, that's fair as long as it's not beat to shit. So.
No, they're like on issue pretty much.
Oh,
which is nice.
You found one of those guys that just has like a pallet of them somewhere?
Yeah, he has a fuck ton
For
of them.
some reason, that just turns up in Russia. Everyone's selling like beat up ones, and one guy's like, I got a whole pallet out back.
Fuck it, I'll sell it for 400.
Yeah, like I'll give it to you, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the one guy in Russia everywhere that has a pallet of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. The nice about this though, because it has a standard like you just Velcro a bit out and you just shove it down there. The issue with the other one, the 6B3, so like the older one, is that it has like 16 slots on each side, front and back for
it's for all the little like 4-inch
It's so
plates.
stupid. I'm never gonna fucking bother with that.
Well, it's like those Polish vests that I sell.
Yeah,
that we were talking about is they're cool, but like they've got so much shit built into them, and that's why I will give the U.S. credit for one thing is they never did that shit.
Hmm.
And then they were like, okay, well, you have the option to attach shit or wear a separate vest with the IBA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't attach shit directly to the vest because
then you have no customizability based on what you're doing. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, I mean, the Polish vests that I sell are awesome. Like, they're great. I just wish I wasn't as fat because I could wear one.
Yeah.
But like they're fantastic. Like everybody that I just I sent a bunch out today. If you're watching and you ordered one, and you got the shipping notification, Yep,
it'll be here 4 days late because USPS blows.
Well, it's actually UPS. It's UPS.
UPS will only be 2 days late.
Right. So, but anyway, no, they're great vests. It's just like personally, I'd like the option to either attach shit to the vest, which I actually did. Or some people like to have a separate vest that they can just unzip and be done
Yeah.
With all the weight,
I like.
and wear separately.
I'm one of those people that likes having the slick vest with nothing on it, and
Like-
then I
like
could wear a
Right.
chest rag or like
Yeah.
a webbing system over it.
Like for this thing, these were often like during the Donbass war, anyway. As far as I've seen them, they were often worn just like this. And the guys who were issued these usually had Gorkas too, and they just put magazines in their pockets, or they had smear shrigs they threw over top of it and put ammo into those.
Right, and that's the thing is
So-
it gives you the and if they had Molly shit on there, it would be better. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then, like, if you're not going to use it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't get in the way. It doesn't fucking add. It adds like fucking what 10 ounces maybe.
Well, they have one that has moly on it that is used with
Right.
that one.
But what I'm
in,
saying is, like,
conjunction. Yeah.
It's because I was one of those guys that like shit attached directly to my vest.
Yeah.
So I
Most
had
people
everything
do,
on my
yeah.
vest, and there was other guys who wore the flicks that had the separate vest that they could just
like assault vest or whatever.
shed it. Yeah, exactly. And it's like you should have the option in a good design or a well-designed vest. You should have the option to.
Yeah. Well, I just like because you've been in that position where there's points where like you're on base and they require you to wear a vest, right? But you don't necessarily need all of your shit, but you're required to wear a vest, and it's so much nicer to not have all of that crap. That's just extra weight that you don't need to deal with. So if you just need to wear your vest, then you could just wear a slick vest rather than having all of your pouches
Exactly.
and crap and everything with it. So. And Zegar's muted and he's talking again.
This thing's fucking hot. I ain't wearing this no more, okay?
But it doesn't even have panels in it.
I ain't wearing this no more.
Plates are not.
Panels make it even hotter, Zegar.
I'm gonna
Come
join
on.
the army
I'm
someday
aware.
and wear a fucking.
What?
And me and Mike over here are wearing thick shit wool. I'm on the 3rd floor of a building.
You can look at my Putin shirt and stuff.
It's actually. Come on. To be fair.
There you go. You
Fair.
can look at my Putin shirt instead. How's that? Is that better for you?
Authoritarian.
Yeah, the Putin shirt's pretty
Authoritarian tendencies.
Well, you are a fucking Polak, so.
There you go.
Well, shit. Well, maybe I get the stream removed because apparently that's an offensive term now.
Yeah, it is. Just
well,
like,
I'm fucking
you know
Polish,
what else?
so I can fucking say that.
Canuck
Yeah,
is
right?
also an offensive term. Did you know that?
It's like, what the fuck? Just oh god.
Anything
We're not gonna get on that.
We
We're not gonna get on that
literally have a
tangent.
hockey team in Canada that is called the Canucks.
Canucks. Yes.
Yes.
Right. We're not going to get on that fucking subject because it's just going to irritate everybody, and everybody's on the same page. I think.
What? Nobody likes hockey?
No, nobody likes the PC bullshit that can get me removed from YouTube.
True. The second we show a gun, we could get removed from YouTube.
What
By
about
the way,
a bayonet?
how
Bayonet.
close? What's up?
Never mind. What were you to say?
How close is that? The hat you got to the material that the uniform's made out of? It looks like it's really fucking close.
Hat? Oh, that one?
Yeah, Devin's shit.
Devin's.
The hat is it's a little bit coarser wool, but it's actually
Lighter.
spot on.
It's
Like
a little bit lighter
color-wise.
too.
Yeah, it looks a little bit lighter. Very slightly.
Yeah, but it's not much. Yeah.
No, it's actually pretty close.
Oh shit! It's the same.
Yeah.
Fucking hey, I did something right.
So this is actually your hat, Mike. I got to bring it to you next time.
Fuck yeah, that's right.
So, but yeah, so it's actually very, very, very close, and this is one of the hats that's made in like the guys
Czech
have
Republic.
an original, and they made it exactly.
Yeah, so it's like and originally hats were a little bit thicker too, I think.
Yeah. Well,
what
they
I've
had
seen.
to be worn all year, so they were made out of very, very thick wool. Yeah.
And yeah, the color, like when he said it to me, we did it for the World War I French uniforms, and I'm like,
no,
it's not horizon blue, but I'm like, holy fuck, do you know what this is? It's fucking hexgrau.
It is hexgrau.
And he's like, really? And I'm like, okay, we're gonna make this fucking uniform.
The best uniform of World War I as far as fashionability goes.
Fair.
Yep. Because even the Italian ones in World War I weren't that great. They were just really boring and whatever. But no, it's good that because I got mine and I'm gonna get some pants. I'm actually gonna start buying things to get it a little bit more complete.
You got to get your 95 first. That's the hardest part. Get the 95 first.
Become a patron. I'll get a fucking Steyr M95 and make more videos on it.
Oh man,
I still have the ammo.
So do I. I can't
on
wait
clips. I've still got it. I've still got a shitload of it.
So do I. Well, I went up to that redneck Hodunk gun store with my friend, and I was just like, maybe they'll have it. He's like, he's got a bunch of old ammo, and the guy's got a whole like wood box of on the clips 1938 dated.
Yep, the Hurtenberger shit from Austria. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
And he's like, I got 2 more boxes in the back. He's like, I'll give it to you for $40 because I've had it for 20 years and nobody wants it.
And you didn't buy it?
I bought all of it.
Okay, we'll have to talk.
So.
Yeah, we'll have to make a deal.
All right.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's like 240 or 245 rounds left of it.
Yeah.
It's like a crap ton, so.
Oof. So Zegar the Negar.
Who, me?
Not technically racist.
Not at all.
It's just a new derogatory term for Polacks, I guess.
Invented it on the spot. There you go.
It's like I've called some people.
I'll do the right thing as is tradition and be offended for you, Zegar.
It's weird because I've called people like back in the day when I used to like go to a bunch of parties and shit. I've called around people that said they were Polish. I'm like, oh, okay, a fellow Polak, and they're like, do you know how fucking offensive that is? I'm like, no, educate me. And they're like, what? It's offensive because of this, and I'm like, that's literally what Polish people call other Poles in Europe. Do you know that? If you're that fucking Polish, do you know that? And they're like, well, but it's offensive. And I'm like, yeah, your fucking argument is not solid at all.
You're
Cheers,
probably
bud.
Lithuanian, and just walked away.
Yep, it's like, I'm not going to talk to you for the rest of the night because your fucking life is out of control, and that's the only thing you have to try and control people with.
Now, Mike, I have a question. All those WZ2000s you sold, do they all have the black chin strap like this? Or do they have some that have the
It varies.
Okay.
It varies.
Because this is the early one. This is the earliest.
Or whatever.
Some of them have like almost straight up B826 liners. Some of them.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what year. And some of them are like, they have the fuck is it? It's like yours, but it's got a net on the top, and it's not like the plastic like little things that. There's just, I mean, I guess I could.
Look at this one's dated. You see, that's like that's like it's very early in their production.
Yeah, and some of them they all vary so much. It's weird.
Yeah. Mine's a 2003, and it's got the brown.
Okay, yeah, that's when they switched. They switched that. And then the W2005, the other one I have for the first year, they had that, but it was a 3-point, just like this one. But this is the earliest style they had here with the black seatbelt style. Because if you look at the buckle, it's like a
okay, yeah. Thing. So the buckle, yeah, most of those that I've gotten have that buckle.
Those are the rare ones. Those are the ones I can't even find on Allegro. Like those
really?
Yeah, the older ones are the hard ones.
You'd be selling them for twice as much, Mike.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. But like, yeah.
You see more common the ones in Ukraine are the ones with the khaki color. These are you still see them in Ukraine being used by both sides, but the khaki ones I've seen more pictures of by far.
But
by the way, thank you for not saying the Ukraine.
That's not being used in Ukraine.
Yeah,
they both are, but the khaki one more so. Is what I'm trying to say.
I get so fucking irritated with that shit. They're in the Ukraine. It's like
I don't get that.
What is the Ukraine?
What is the Ukraine?
It's Ukraine. Like that's the fucking. You wouldn't say like the Germany, the France.
Yeah, because it's, you know, Deutschland.
Ukraine. Deutschland.
Ukrainische.
Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's German fucking.
But like, what aren't they using in Ukraine? To be fair,
they're using. They're using these.
I know they really like the Mark 7s.
Yeah, they're using the 40s. They're using
the 40s. Using the 68s. They're using
fucking everything.
Literally everything. It's
and that's why their government unofficially said, combined with the import restrictions, no more 9130s are being exported because we're using them.
I mean, fair. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a war if there wasn't one Mosin-Nagant around somewhere.
Correct.
That's fair.
But, man, they have literally everything. I saw one picture of a guy. He's in, like, modern camouflage, and he has an Adrian helmet on.
Fucking A.
It's like, okay. That's a cool mashup, I guess.
You should see somebody wearing one of these leather boiled leather bitches.
I wouldn't doubt it. I've seen in Chechnya, you've seen the Stahlhelms. I wouldn't doubt there was a pickle hub out there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ, it's like boiled leather. At that point, it's a propaganda thing.
Yeah.
Get the picture of me. Go tell Vasily that Our cause is just. Yes.
Cause it's just today
Yes.
we fight this war for Russia.
For the Rodina!
We should throw together a bunch of Ukrainian Civil War uniforms just because it could be anything.
Start
Hey,
reenacting. Too soon.
Hey, we should open I'm just saying, us three should open a Ukrainian War Memorial Museum.
And
It's
so,
just
like,
everything that's ever been used since like the 1850s is in that war. So
be fucking tax exempt. Be like, well, yeah, these fucking 1950s dated SSH-40s are now worth double what they're worth because they're actually being used.
the Ukrainian Civil War helmets, yeah.
Hoorah! Yep.
Oh god.
Fucking Christ.
Oh man. Everything under the sun. God, I love that.
Literally, though, like I've seen it all. Like,
I can't wait till people start reenacting that in like 50 years and there's just some guy out there.
Oh my god, 50 years.
people
They're already doing it.
Really?
This nerd right fucking there. This edgy little fucking nerd.
Fuck God.
The people are doing fucking like Balkan Wars.
Yeah, Balkan Wars. There's a lot of Warsaw Pact. Like I'm part of a group. It's like 1986 alternate history where you have Warsaw Pact versus NATO. It's cool. Don't get me wrong.
No, I've always thought that time, or that, not the timeline, but like that whole storyline, if it actually went hot, would have been interesting.
It would have been very
definitely.
interesting. The world would be totally a different place. It'd probably be Mars too, but
well, both sides thought they were better than the other, and it's like take nukes out of the equation.
Yeah, and then you have
Well,
a really
let's see.
interesting. Yeah,
Let's see.
Mars 2. Let's leave the nukes in and just go for Mars 2.
Right. No, I don't think it would have. It. I mean, nukes. That's what they were planning for. They're like, all right, yeah, East Germany is a fucking buffer zone,
right?
For us to maybe have a half hour to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then they just expected Europe to be leveled. Well, if you take the nukes out of the equation, well, both militaries thought, or the Warsaw Pact and the Western Allies, they thought their militaries were fucking exemplary, could not be beat. Both of them. So it's like, it would have been interesting to see, like, in a matchup, what would have actually happened.
Yeah.
Maybe
the East would have destroyed the West. Maybe it would have been the opposite way.
There's actually a good channel on YouTube called Minkov's Battlegrounds, and he does a lot of comparisons. I'll send if we do a Discord call for this, I'll send you guys a video. It's actually very interesting because he compares the naval war, the air war, and the land war in 3 separate videos. It's really done well. It's cool.
Well, and it's just weird because we don't know because it never fucking happened. Thank Christ.
Yeah, right.
I had my mind blown the other day that it turns out how the SKS and the AK-47 served together technically, but they were made by 2 separate committees. That blew my mind.
What do you mean?
The SKS was developed by a rifle committee, and the AK-47 was developed by a submachine gun committee at the same time.
Well, it's communism though. Like, so saying a different committee is like not really that surprising.
But like with how stuff was at that time, neither of them really knew about each other. They only had cartridge information interchanged between both of them.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that to comment, but like it doesn't surprise me.
But like that was really weird, I thought, because I thought that the SKS was always just a stopgap for the AK, and it turns out no, they were developed separate, adopted the SKS, and then the AK they adopted the AK and were like, well, the AK is good enough to do both, so we could just get rid of the
here's the thing:
SKS.
is like people don't realize that the SKS was developed and implemented in 1945.
Yeah,
not enough to make any sort of a fucking difference. And the AK-47 was developed only 2 years later. There's not that much difference in the design. It's just a very different design.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not that far apart on the technology, like the basic like function of the weapons.
Yeah.
2 years apart. Well, and the 47 was in production, like in concept, but same time the SKS was.
Yeah, but
I
always just thought that like this is going back though because I don't have a ton of information on Russian firearms development past the Mosin-Nagant. But it just boggled my mind that they kept both of these weapons secret from both committees. And
they kept the cartridge. What's funny? Oh yeah, they. From what I understand, they did do that, But the biggest secret was the cartridge itself.
Yeah.
For both committees, like because they wanted to keep that from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because they got the concept, not the fucking cartridge. They got the concept from the 7.92 by 33.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like they wanted to keep this cartridge a secret for so long.
Yeah.
And every single when they're doing tests, they had to retrieve every single casing.
Yeah.
And everything was accounted for.
But like,
and so it's
these committees, they gave this cartridge because the cartridge was developed first and they built the weapons around it. And they went to the rifle committee and were like, build a new infantry rifle that shoots this. And then they went like a week later to the submachine gun committee and they're like, make a submachine gun that shoots this. And one turned into the SKS and one turned into the AK-47.
I don't know how true that is because of the time difference in the actual designs.
They did it at the same time because the Russians wanted to have a longer, more like full-length infantry rifle. That's why the SKS is the way it was.
Well, the SKS is very similar to the SVT-40 too.
Oh yeah, they're very similar.
And so they wanted that mainline infantry rifle to be a longer, more accurate type of weapon, and they wanted a submachine gun-esque weapon that shot the same round as the mainline infantry rifle, and that turned into the AK-47. And then later, in testing, they realized that the AK-47 is capable of doing a lot of what the SKS can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I thought that it was always they went SKS, and then they were like, Mikhail Kalashnikov was like, hey, you want to try this? And then the SKS just got phased out after that. Turns out, no, right at the same time, they were making both for totally different purposes.
Right, and I don't know that much in depth into that, so I don't know. But like,
yeah, but that's why I was reading about it, and that was like,
I
thought it was weird. I also read up. Remember when we were talking about intermediate cartridges? What makes an intermediate cartridge?
Yep.
Turns out there's really two definitions, because there's one that is an intermediate cartridge is a shorter, lower pressure version of a full power rifle cartridge. That's how most intermediate cartridges came out. And then there's ones that are built from the ground up. And the ones that are built from the ground up to purpose be built intermediate, they have to meet a certain muzzle velocity and foot-pounds of energy out of the muzzle.
Okay.
And 6.5 Carcano is considered an intermediate cartridge by that definition.
That's fucking stupid.
So, because it's under 2,500 feet per second.
Yeah, but also the definition for an intermediate cartridge was way fucking after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like in the 30s and 40s they were doing this shit.
Yeah, but so
the
they went back
Carcano
and reapplied
cartridge,
all of this to the rounds that it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I just shot the Carcano last weekend, and definitely a full-powered fucking cartridge.
Yeah. Like, there's also some reading I did also considers a 7.62x51 NATO on the higher end of an intermediate cartridge.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
I was like, I don't know if I buy that. I mean,
Yeah.
an argument could be made, but like,
it's a gray area for sure, because I can see both sides of that one. The Carcano,
I feel like 6.5 Carcano kind of fits in there next to that.
Nope, I think Carcano is above that. It's got, well, whatever. It doesn't matter what I think. So 7.62 NATO, their intent was to take a full-powered cartridge, aka the 7.60x69 or 30-06, and power it down to be able to be more controllable in a rapid-fire weapon.
Yeah.
So the intent's there, but is it actually an intermediate powered rifle cartridge?
That's where I was like, I'm not sure, but I feel like an argument could be made.
I feel
like an argument could be made. Other than that, I'm not sure. I feel like that one is, like you said, a gray area open to interpretation.
Yeah. Carcano, to me,
for its era, definitely full power rifle cartridge.
Even with Carcano, aren't those bad or something?
I don't want to deal with this Italian piece of shit. I live in Baja. half the year. And let me tell you something. I qualified expert marksman when I was the governor of Minnesota. And let me tell you, I can't make the shot. There's no way in hell Lee Harvey made it.
Right.
Wait a second. Were you there? Were you there? I guess you tell me. You tell me.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
Why don't you tell me what you saw? Because you're such a patriot. You were there. Why don't you tell me what you saw? You were there. You know everything about this. Tell me that Lee Harvey pulled the trigger twice in 6 seconds with this Italian piece of shit. Why don't you tell me how he did that? I qualified expert marksman when I was governor of Minnesota. I was a Navy SEAL, and I couldn't make the shot.
Yeah, well, also, who started the Vietnam War then?
So, were you there?
No.
Were you there? If you're such
That's
a
why I'm
patriot,
asking. Were you were there? What started the Vietnam War?
Excuse me. If you were there and you're such a patriot, let me tell you the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which was a lie by the government, which we
I thought
know
the Vietnam War was started by chimpanzees.
Hold on. Okay. So if you're such a patriot, you could tell me that the Gulf of Tonkin was a legitimate incident that happened and that 58,000 of the people of my generation died for what? A lie.
Who, me?
I'm listening to the Ghetto Boys now, so I'm going to stop the Jesse shit.
Oh, God. That's good, though.
That was pretty good.
Hold on. Why don't you excuse me?
Why don't you tell me what I said?
Hey.
Yeah.
Listen up. I'm going to go eat. I'll catch you clowns later. I'll see you on Discord. I'm going to run, all right?
All right, later, man.
See you guys.
Back to the dream team.
Back to the dream team. Well,
yeah. So I've been reading a lot about cartridges lately.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, because I it's been something I needed to do for a while, and now I'm just finally sitting down and doing it because quarantine's motivating me to do shit.
You're working every fucking day. Don't use that as an excuse.
I only work 6.5 days a week.
Yeah. So don't even fucking.
But I have half a day to read.
Why don't you tell me how quarantine's affecting you? I live in Baja. The quarantine hasn't affected.
Well, I'll tell you what, our quarantine's still going on.
Okay, hold on. The quarantine hasn't affected me in Mexico. All I say is one word. Well, hold on. All I say is one word, and that's cerveza.
Fair.
And I don't drink, but the people there all understand the language, cerveza. They know when they're working.
Oh God! But at least our quarantine's going to end here June 1st.
Ours already did. Did you see that?
I was going to say, didn't your governor do that emergency proclamation or whatever?
Nope, that was the Supreme Court that ruled it unconstitutional.
Okay, good. I'm glad that it turned out that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Supreme Court said so. Everything's open now, like free to be open, I should say.
Yeah.
But a lot of businesses are like, "Hey, we're gonna take this slowly.
We're gonna take this, step by step here."
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best way to be because, there's gonna be people that go out and maybe they'll get sick, maybe they'll die, who knows.
Yeah.
But it also leaves it up to the people, which I like.
It should have been from the beginning.
Yep. Well, I don't know. That's up for debate. I don't want to fucking go into this.
Yeah. But like at least your state decided to open up where ours has been so.
Yeah, but Vaults has a plan.
Yeah.
Like it's not like most states where they're just like we're being completely shut down and then one day we're completely open. So
yeah, he wanted to implement things slowly, but he was on the verge of probably getting shot.
Who knows?
So I'm glad that he decided to kind of let that lapse because there's so many people I know, especially like where I live, where there's businesses that are just not going to open, and these people have nothing left to lose, and they're like, "I'm going to kill him."
Well, but then again, is that the government's fault or is that your fault for running a shitty fucking business?
I think it's kind of both.
Yep, exactly. So anyway, hey, get away from my fucking potatoes, asshole.
Potatoes are getting cold, Mike.
Well.
So nobody's got any good questions here?
Well, there was just one that you would like.
What? Do I have a Steyr M95? I do, a couple of them.
I'll be back in a little bit. Why don't you go show them your prized possession?
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be right back. What the fuck?
Right.
I can't like put it on you.
Nope, I don't think it works like that.
Jesus. Yeah, I have Discord, but Patreon supporters are the ones.
Patreon supporters get access to the Discord.
Yep, $5 a month or more. It's in every single one of my videos at the end.
Yep.
So
highly recommended. There's cool stuff in there.
Yeah, we're gonna actually go to after hours or post, after party.
Yeah, after the live stream.
To this, but I'll be back. Where, Cody?
There might be a few helmet sales coming up. We'll see here kind of what I have to do for spring cleaning, because there is definitely a lot of stuff that I gotta kind of make room for new stuff, because I have a very tiny space to work with, and it's very quickly filling up with guns. So what beverage do I have? I am drinking Michter's American whiskey, which I highly recommend. This constantly gets very high ratings, despite the fact that it's only like a $40 bottle of whiskey. It gets constantly raked by like really experienced, like world-renowned whiskey tasters and stuff like that, fairly high, and there's 3 different versions of it. It's a small batch, unblended American bourbon. This one is. It's good stuff. Lightweight Pazgets are worth quite a lot right now because they're pretty rare, and a lot of them were converted to Marine Corps lightweight helmets. So lightweight Pazgets unconverted are pretty hard to find. So, but I'm trying to like American whiskey really good, because I haven't really branched out into the whiskey tree. I like whiskey, but I'm mainly a Canadian fan. Crown is probably by far my favorite. Crown XO is probably my favorite bottle of whiskey ever. I have a lot of them on top of my kitchen cabinets. There's probably 10 bottles of Crown XO up there. But it's definitely up to interpretation. I just kind of like the flavor profile Canadian whiskey has more. But no, I was not in the Marine Corps. I actually don't know all that much about the U.S. military, to be honest. So, what would I recommend your 11-year-old child for a gun? I would recommend anything you have that shoots a relatively lighter cartridge as far as like muzzle velocity goes, but make it heavier. A lot of people, I say that youth guns should never exist, because youth guns are dumb. People that buy youth guns are stupid. You know why? Because all you're going to do is you're going to scare your child or possibly injure them, because youth guns are lighter. All right. Now, youth guns for hunting are dumb, because you should just get your kid used to carrying a heavier rifle, because it's going to have more consistent recoil with guns they're going to buy the rest of their life, because they're the same weight as the guns they're going to buy the rest of their life. And they're going to have a recoil that they're going to get used to, whereas youth guns often have a lot more recoil at the cost of being lighter weight. So I really don't get the point to it. Just make sure your kid can handle a full, heavy, like, rifle, like a full, on adult rifle before you take them out shooting and stuff like that. That's personally my best course of action. So, well, everyone should start on a 22 long rifle. I started on a 22 long rifle. Pretty much everyone who has been a gun person has started on a 22 long rifle as their first actual firearm. So, I've got a couple shooting ranges within 5 miles. So, but it's I've never really spent all that much time with a 22. I never had that period where all I had was a 22 for like 4 or 5 years before I got an actual gun. I had a 22 for forever. I never really shot it. I wasn't super big into guns until till I was probably about 18, and then I got my very first rifle. My very, 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 very first ever rifle I got was a old Lee Enfield number 4. It's a 1943 dated. It was a Savage made Lee Enfield number 4. That was my first rifle, sporterized. That was a rifle that was given to me. It was totally shot out. It's garbage. And my very first rifle that I ever bought myself was actually a Mosin Nagant. So will I do a tutorial on scrimming modern day helmets? Well, a lot of countries don't really scrim their modern day helmets for whatever reason, and it's really up to interpretation. Really, the only people that do it on a large scale are the British, and even they're kind of going away with that with their Virtus helmet. So 458 Win Mag. I mean, I've never shot a 458 Win Mag, but I feel like it would be fun. So yeah, I tend to like my firearms classification is I have a lot of I really like kind of the eve of the smokeless rifle era. So I like a lot of the I do have a YouTube channel. Mike might link it. I don't know if he has or not. But if he does when he comes back, I'll make sure to remind him to put a link if some of you want to find it. But I really like rifles from the eve of the smokeless powder. A lot of countries like first smokeless powder rifles. So I like a lot of like small bore rimmed cartridge. Like most of the rifles I own are rimmed ammo. I have a lot of rifles in 303 British. I've got a lot of 7.62 by 54 rimmed rifles. I have a lot of M95s, which are 8 by 56 rimmed. That's just kind of what I like. I like kind of that eve of the smokeless powder era. You can't really see them, but off camera, right over there, just off screen, because we can't show guns on YouTube live streams anymore, or they'll ban us. But I've got all my rifles leaned up because I'm actually planning to take them out. If it was going to be nice this weekend, I was going to go take some friends kind of shooting their first milsurps ever and get it on video, but it's going to rain this weekend, so we might hold off on that. But I got them all lined up there because I just cleaned them and made sure they're safe and everything like that. But I got M95 long rifle, M95 long rifle, M39 Mosin Nagant, Ross Mark III, Ishapore 2A1, P14, 1941 Carcano. Yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff leaned up over there. Yeah. This is a World War I Austro-Hungarian hat. So this is the Hechtgrau uniform that they wore for the four. You could see the officers wearing this through the end of the war, but most of the front line infantry and everything like that will be changed to stone gray in 1916. But it's a this is the early war uniform with the standing collar rather than the standing falling collar, and this is a mountain trooper because it has the dark green, and I represent a corporal. I have my Edelweisses that I have to sew on still, and some original stars. These are later like plastic Hungarian stars that I will eventually replace here with stamped steel original ones. But I gotta get some thread and stuff like that. So. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Mosin Nagant. It's probably one of my favorite rifles because if you handle them right, you can make them perform as well as just as any other rifle. So it's a great rifle, and they're still. I mean, they were cheap for a long time. They're not so cheap anymore, but they're still cheaper than a lot of other surplus rifles. I would rather out of the M95s, you can get an 8x56 because they still make 8x56 ammo, so you could still shoot it. Whereas you could still shoot an 8x50, but they're kind of a pain to make. You can get the dies to neck Mosin Nagant brass up to 8mm, and they work just fine. But it's a lot more work. You can do it though, if you're willing to do the upfront investment, but you can do it. So, and they are a lot lower recoil to shoot and stuff. But I personally don't think 8x56 is all that bad. Well, you can look to check if it's original or unmodified based on if it still has the holes down here, the like holes way down by the ears where the original chin strap would go. If it still has those, you can convert it back to an original lightweight PASGAT. But yeah, you can get probably $250 to $300 for a lightweight PASGAT in pretty good condition. I do like black powder. I did have a Martini Henry for a long time, about a year. And I ended up selling it because I wanted to focus more heavily on Canadian stuff in my collection. The Canadians never used the Martini Henry, really. So I was going to sell it and use that money to buy a Snider, and a Snider that was in good enough condition and the model that I want, because I want to get the Mark III long rifle. This Mark III has a steel barrel. And one just hasn't come along that has been in good enough condition and for the right price that I've been looking for. One will eventually come along, but I would like to get that. Welcome back. Oh, took the pickle hob off?
Yep.
There you go. We were talking about guns that kids should buy, like learn how to shoot on after a 22.
Oh my God.
So, and I said anything that's not a youth model. Basically was what I said, because if your kid can't handle carrying like a full weight rifle, there's no point in getting a youth model, because the recoil's just more and stuff like that, and it's worthless, and it's going to be different than every other rifle they buy after that anyway, so it's not a really good rifle to start them shooting on.
Right.
So and we were talking about rimmed ammo and M95s and all the other good stuff.
Yeah, you have an end block, it's not as big of a deal, but like in the Mosin, if the interrupter, the little piece that holds the other round down, isn't working great, it can be a problem.
It can definitely be a problem, for sure. The Mosin's interrupter, I've seen a lot of them that are real bad. Like
same.
my M39 that I got has basically a brand new interrupter on it and works flawlessly, but it's also, because of that interrupter, a real pain to feed from the clip, because you have to force every round past that interrupter. But yeah, it works. The interrupter works when it's brand new, but it's kind of a pain in its own right in the Mosin.
Right.
But yeah, so because most of my rifles are rimmed ammo, because that's just kind of what I like, the EVA, the smokeless powder.
Yep.
Type stuff.
The LaBelle. I'm gonna hopefully make some more videos on that really soon.
I would love to shoot that. I've never shot one.
They're awesome.
I know you keep telling me that.
You're gonna fall in love with it. You're gonna fall in love with it. It's gonna be like, oh shit.
I'm already in love with it, and I haven't even shot it yet.
Yep.
So, but someday I'll have one. It's gonna cost me, but I'll have one.
Yeah, you'll probably get one for cheap. Just wait. Be patient.
Yeah. Till nobody fucking knows what they are, and they think they're too old, and they're all gonna blow up.
Yep, exactly. It still deteriorates in 100 years. Just the metallurgy, or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, it just becomes garbage.
Well, you about ready to go to the after party at the Discord server?
I think we should, because I want to kind of get out of this wool, because I'm dying. I'm very warm right now.
Good.
So Yeah. It's getting hot up here on the 3rd floor with these my bachelor pad track lights with the high intensity bulbs in them. They give off some heat. So
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, 49 viewers. Jesus.
Everyone's busy. It's the Rona, Mike.
Oh no,
well,
I'm
a lot
saying
of
like
states
that's
open
actually a
back
lot.
up. They got better things to do now.
It's like 50 viewers is fucking pretty cool.
Was that a lot for us? I don't know what our normal thing is. I don't pay attention too much. But
yeah. Last comment that I'll entertain is, yeah, Burback. Yeah. Classic's
some
not
people
that
would
great.
like you to link my channel too, apparently.
Just type in Devin K on the fucking search function.
Pretty much, yeah. It's me. I'm wearing an ECH and stuff.
Yeah, and he's got his little gay picture.
Yeah, except I have a helmet on.
Hold on. I'll fucking actually link it and then we'll go.
Perfect. Woohoo! I appreciate it. All you new subscribers.
Yep.
All 50 of you. It better be there. No.
Well, people are dropping off hard, but yeah, okay. So we're gonna go to the after party at the Discord server. Again, become a Patreon supporter, $5 a month or more.
Gets you there. You get to talk to all of us, show off your cool stuff.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday. Have a good night.